Hey everybody, maybe you live in Central Florida now, or you're considering a move to Central Florida, or you're just an investor and maybe you want to buy a vacation home here, you want to buy a cash flow property here, you're considering flipping, and you are curious, what are the 10 hottest areas in the Orlando metro area? Real quick as we get started, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you want more hard-hitting real estate information, hit that subscribe button and follow us on this journey. Real quick as I dive into the data, let me tell you how I picked the cities that made this list. Number one, they had to have a fair amount of sales activity. So I didn't pick really tiny obscure towns. These are towns that are selling at least 1,000 homes per year, which are pretty good sized suburban areas around the Central Florida marketplace. Secondly, what makes them hot? Well, they're in high demand. They have features such as they sell really fast. The turnover is high. There's consistent activity in those particular marketplaces. Secondly, across the portal sites like realtor.com, they're highly viewed cities. They're cities that people are pursuing and they're making the very top of the list as a result. So let's get started. Number 10, Winter Park. Winter Park coming in at number 10 is not really a surprise. Winter Park is a developed Central Florida area. It's an area where there's not a ton of new growth going on because it's infill. It's in the middle of the downtown area and it's built out around over time. You have homes there that were built early last century. To give you an idea that it's just been populated for a very long time. So really all that's going on in Winter Park really is infill building and things of that nature, where there's empty spots or demolishing an older home and building a new one. And so townhomes are obviously an infill opportunity because you can fit multiple units in a small space, and that's happening in Winter Park. But Winter Park is a purchase of desirability, not a purchase of affordability. A lot of these marketplaces you're gonna see on today's list are going up because people are trying to buy, and that's the only place they can afford to live there. But Winter Park is a prestigious location. You got great schools in the area, you've got beautiful homes, and you have really a lot of shopping. It's close to everything. People like to be able to walk to the restaurants and things, the shopping areas at Park Ave, if they're fortunate enough to live near it. So you have this urban environment. Number two reason that Winter Park is further down the list at number 10 is because the high dollar price tag of homes there. So most of the homes there are well over 300,000 on the bottom side. So you're talking about the very basic entry-level home. You have townhomes there that will reach $500,000 to $700,000, and you have obviously luxury homes well into the multi-million-dollar range. That tends to drive the down market time up a little bit when you're selling a $2 million house, but make no mistake, Winter Park sells them fast. Number 9 is Winter Garden, and Winter Garden is also much like Winter Park in that it is a prestige purchase now. It's number 9 on the list because people are saying, I want to live there because I want those schools, I want that location, I want that area, I want those surroundings. And so Winter Garden has the small town feel of Plant Street, the weekend marketplace and farmers market, and all those little small, unique businesses that come with Winter Garden. But Winter Garden is a very large town, has a lot of sales in the Central Florida marketplace, but it is price tag wise very hard to reach now by most Central Florida locals, and even folks moving here from other states are now picking other areas because Winter Garden is it's priced out, it's gotten expensive. But Winter Garden is very high appeal because commute wise it's got good freeway access, but it feels like it's kind of on the outskirts, and that's what's popular about it. So Winter Garden comes in at number 9. Number 8 is St. Cloud, Florida. St. Cloud is on the south side of the Orlando metro area, and this actually started as like a cow town, orange grove town, really kind of a small city that was kind of founded in the early 1900s, has absolutely blown up in popularity. It is a very large city by landmass, not by town. Its downtown area still kind of feels like a small, quaint Florida town, but it's massively growing. There's a lot of land there. There's a lot of opportunity there. And so as a result, there's a lot of developing that's going on there. So there's a lot of new construction's been built recently, and it's growing fast. But if you go on the outsides of St. Cloud, you're gonna see a lot of pasture land, and a lot of that is changing fast, but you can kind of see the old Florida of what it used to be, but it is quickly changing. Now, St. Cloud is not far from Lake Nona. It's not far from the Disney area, and it's, for those reasons, very popular. Number 7 is Orlando. It is the largest city on the 10 city list, and it sells multiple more homes than all these suburban areas that are coming up on the list. But Orlando by itself has a lot of popularity on its own. It is obviously for folks who want to live in the middle of it all and have a sense of community that is urban. They want a home with a high walking score. They want to be close to city life, nightlife, all those kinds of things. Then Orlando obviously leads to a lot of opportunities for that. Orlando itself, again, is still has a lot of opportunity for new development because of its sheer size. However, it feels like it's more of an infill opportunity, much like Winter Park. But at the same time, it's still in very high demand, varying degrees of demand still there, and Orlando is still thriving. Number 6, Sanford, Florida. Now, Sanford is on the northeast side of town. This particular city is an older city as well. It has been more of a smaller town, in my opinion, that's just absolutely blown up. Really, Sanford has been cheap land. So when folks can't afford living downtown, living close to everything, and prices are going up, Winter Park got too expensive, people just started moving further to the outer bands. And Sanford was one of the early suburban areas where the homes stayed cheap, they stayed small. Big developers didn't go there, so the homes were incredibly small. You can find really old homes that don't have slab construction. They're kind of like a floating floor and like crawl spaces, stuff like that aren't the best. And I'm not trying to basically say that about the entire city, so don't say that. But I'm just saying that made it cheaper because when there was less money put into the homes, the price tags weren't so high, and so that drove a lot of interest, and it still does. So even though Sanford is changing and the value of the prices and things there are going up because of the sheer number of turnover, it's selling very rapidly because it's a haven of affordability, has been that only holds out for so long, and then the secret's out. But Sanford has a lot of value on its own. It's built on a beautiful lake. There's schools, college town. Isn't there a college in Sanford, Josue?
No.
There's no.
There's Bible college.
We wouldn't call that a college. It's not accredited. It's not even real. Teach creation. Anyway, but Sanford hits the list at number 6 because you can afford to live there. Number 5, Longwood, Florida. Longwood is central north. It's really northwest. It's super popular. It has got great schools. It's in the Seminole County School District, which is actually some of the leading schools, public and private, in the entire state of Florida. But Longwood's also got a lot of untouched beauty. A lot of the planning that went in that city left a lot of the big trees and greenery, and for that reason, people love it. You got big houses there. You got luxury homes, large lots, a lot of nature built into the home. So like the old Florida feel is still in Longwood. Longwood is built right on the I-4 corridor. So when you get there, you have a blend of untouched nature and it's crazy city life all in the same spot. And so you have to be okay if you're getting out of your house and driving down the street in a rush hour time, hitting some traffic, and be okay with it. But Longwood is number 5. It's thriving. It's got bigger property values. People that are buying in Longwood, again, are much like Winter Park and Winter Garden on this list, where it's not a affordability purchase, it is a desirability prestige purchase if you're living in Longwood. Number 4, Altamont Springs. Altamont Springs is not far from Longwood, same county, same attraction. So Altamont Springs gives you an opportunity to live in a quaint older home that was developed in the 70s that you can add some New World style to, and a lot of that's coming to that area because it was developed a long time ago. And so you're not gonna find a ton of new homes in Altamont Springs, but you're gonna find a blend of upper level homes that are being turned over, but upper level in Altamont Springs is not incredibly expensive. So luxury price range in Altamont Springs will be a little lower than, let's say, Winter Park, but it has the value of being super close, much like Winter Park and Longwood, to the downtown areas. It's gonna have the same feedback of being in the traffic areas, and you can even find condos in Altamont Springs in the 100s. So with that said, number 4, mainstream affordability, but also desirability from an access standpoint, you have Altamont Springs. Number 3, Clermont, Florida. Clermont, Florida is all the way on the west side of Orlando. So it's almost southwest, central west, straight out Colonial Drive, Highway 50, out of Orlando, far west edge of Orlando. Probably back in 20 years ago, people would consider Clermont being in the sticks, be in the country, be in the middle of nowhere, but it's now an unkept secret. It's out. People are coming. They're coming fast. Clermont is now a blend. Clermont, in my opinion, probably 5 years ago, was more of an affordability purchase because people, Winter Garden, as I mentioned, was number 9 on the list, blew up. And then when they couldn't afford Winter Garden, they went to Clermont, which is the next town over, and it was really nice. Clermont, by the way, has a bunch of hills. So Florida's known for being flat. Clermont's got green hills. People from Pennsylvania, the Northeast, they move here and they're like, Clermont is amazing. It reminds me of home because it feels different in Florida. It's green hills and a lot of lakes. So a lot of lakes in Clermont. So you have miles of chain lakes, great boating, great fishing, and so Clermont's out. I mean, it's out of the bag. Got the small town, old small town feel. It's got the newness of a new thriving growing city, and the price points haven't blown up so bad that it's nearly impossible to buy. But it's hard to buy there because everybody wants to be there. I'll mention one more thing about Clermont that makes it popular. The retiring community loves Clermont because there's a lot of that caters to the 55 plus crowd. So you have a lot of 55 plus, what we call active adult communities in Florida, that are basically a wholesale community that has massively high amenity levels for those people wanting to retire and be around people that are like them in the same stage of life, enjoying it and talking to them about what's going on in their day around the swimming pool at some major clubhouse in those particular communities. Those communities are getting more expensive, but they're still pretty reasonable. Number 2, APOPKA. So number 2 is APOPKA, Florida. APOPKA, Florida, I would put APOPKA, Florida in the affordability column. And the reason why I think a lot of folks move there is because it does feel like it's out of town. Now, APOPKA is northwest. It's further out than Altamont Springs, further out Longwoods, past everything on the northwest side of town. So being that it's kind of out of town and a little country at one time, it's not so much anymore. That particular area had some more affordable price points, but it's actually growing. A lot of new construction opportunities there. APOPKA's had a lot of land mass. There was a lot of farmland and things of that nature in that particular area, but it's growing, okay? So APOPKA has a lot of growth because people want larger lots. A lot of people that move out of town, they want their own space. And because APOPKA had cheaper land, the builders were putting half-acre lots under a lot of the homes there. You know, there's some golf courses, I think you get quarter and half-acre lots and live on a golf course, which, I mean, if you've seen golf courses, usually the lots are tiny. They're not very big, and the houses are tucked in against one another. So the supply of land, supply of opportunity with affordability makes APOPKA number 2. Number 1 on the list, you know what it is? I know what it is. It's OVIEDO, Florida. Now, OVIEDO, Florida is the opposite side of town. It is on the northeast. Furthest away from APOPKA is on the opposite side of the Central Florida area, is just below that little town, SANFORD, I think that came in number 6. So it's just down below that. OVIEDO is actually right outside of UCF. And along the west edge of town, you have a lot of opportunity for people who are medical professionals, people that work for Siemens Corporation, all the different companies that are aligned on that side of town or driving into downtown. And then obviously you have people that work or serve the UCF campus, which is massive. And all that leads to an area that is massively, massively growing. I would tell you that OVIEDO is probably one of the most searched areas in Central Florida. It's got a pretty big price tag because price has grown constantly over the past 4 to 5 years because people want to live there. There were multiple offers in OVIEDO before multiple offers became the thing after the pandemic. They were already in that state of environment. Now it's absolutely nuts. So with that being said, people are desiring to live there. The other thing with OVIEDO is they're also within Seminole County schools. People want to have their families in that environment, growing in that environment. And obviously around OVIEDO, there's a lot of investments. There's a lot of shopping. There's a lot of opportunity with different restaurants and features always kind of moving in to that area because of businesses wanting to be there. The tax base in OVIEDO going up, creating more opportunity for the residents there, and so it's on a snowball pace. One honorable mention is Deltona, Florida. Now, Deltona is not in one of the 5 counties that I featured. I featured the main 5 counties in the Orlando area, which is Lake, Seminole, Orange, Osceola, and Polk. Just north of those particular counties, outside or north bands of the city, is kind of cruising up I-4 is Deltona, and Deltona is red hot. I don't really consider it to be a suburban area of Orlando because it is just a little too far. I mean, you're commuting quite a ways if you're living in Deltona, call yourself visiting Orlando. You could just as soon go to Daytona Beach at that point. But Deltona's on fire, and it's purely because of affordability. They've been around a $200,000 price point for a really long time. Orlando left that bye-bye a long time ago, and as a result, people want to live there. They want to be able to afford a house. They don't want to be house poor. So Deltona, an outlier. You're in the north. Threw you on the list. You can share number 1 with OVIEDO, but you didn't really make the list because you're not really Central Florida. Sorry. That's it. Give me your thoughts. Did I miss an area that should have been on the 10? Put in the comments. Let's talk about it. And by the way, you didn't smash the like button. Smash it now. You didn't subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Stay with me. Let's go on this journey together. We'll see you guys real soon. Thank you so much for watching. Homeowners, are you looking to sell? Sell your house fast. No showings, no spring cleaning. Call for a free no obligation consultation and get your offer today. You set the closing date. Investors, are you looking to set up a profitable Airbnb, vacation home, single or multi-family property? If you want passive income, we offer full end-to-end service for investors. Homebuyers, if you're looking to purchase, we offer a commission rebate back to you at closing when you buy with us. Don't start shopping before you call us first. Up front, we'll match your goals with the market area so you love your new home and only have to move once. Please, please, please give this video a like to help us keep pushing out great content. And for everything real estate, hit that subscribe button so that you can follow as we release new content. Thanks again for watching.